how much you guys pay in the taxes.
That means that they have really good skills before even graduating.
Because I follow lots of good rappers from the Pakistan side. Hey everyone, welcome back to Learning Bridge. I hope you guys are doing good and staying safe. So I am back with another amazing podcast for you guys, and in this podcast I am going to have a discussion with one of my Pakistani friends. First and very important thing guys, technology and education has no boundaries and no borders. Show your amazing love for this video, one like for the neighborhood and one comment for the brotherhood. So here my friend will share his journey and will talk about the education system in Pakistan and the growth of software engineering and career in computer science and IT sector. What is the startup scene in Pakistan, in which domain they are investing a lot, what is the average salary software engineers used to get, and how much money they used to pay in the tax part. So these kind of discussion we will be having, and at the end we will be having some fun questions as well. So watch this podcast till the end, you will definitely enjoy it, and if yes, then make sure to give a thumbs up, and if you are new to the channel then do subscribe as well, and yes, don't forget to press the notification icon. And as we talked about the software engineering profile, so doesn't matter wherever you are, if you want to become a software engineer, the first and very important thing would be problem solving. And here comes the data structures and algorithm into the picture, and here is the platform Coding Ninjas, which can help you in that journey. And they are really popular for their content, their course quality, and efficient teaching assistant support. So let me quickly show you the kind of courses they have prepared for you. So if you want to start everything from the beginning, they have courses in different languages for the DSA and programming. Those languages are like C++, Java, Python, and they've also prepared the courses for the core subjects like operating system, and most importantly competitive programming course, where you can improve your problem solving skills. Apart from that, they have courses for the development side as well, that too with the new and updated tech stacks like Node.js, React.js, and many others. And if you are a data professional, you want to make your career into the big data domain, then they have the advanced courses like the premium courses for the machine learning and data science, similarly for the full stack development and Android development with Kotlin. So definitely you can see they have created amazing quality courses. So if you want to land into your dream job, then you can start your journey with Coding Ninjas today. To enroll yourself in these courses, you can use the link which is in the description, and you will get extra 20% discount on top of the early bird discount. So just grab this opportunity and register yourself for these amazing courses as soon as possible. So let's quickly jump on to our podcast part. This is going to be my most favorite podcast so far on my channel. Saad, I have posted approximately 100 podcasts so far, but this is going to be the special one. So one like for the neighborhood and one comment for the brotherhood. It would be really great if you can introduce yourself to my audience and how the things at your place.
So my name is Saad, and I am a data engineer at 𝗵𝗶𝘀𝗵𝗂𝐻, whose subsidiary is 𝗓𝗏 in Pakistan, and it also works in other markets of South Asia that includes Nepal, Burma, which is Myanmar, and Bangladesh and Sri Lanka as well. For 𝗓𝗏, I had a quite interesting journey of an entrepreneur. In fact, I started my own software company, and along with that, I even launched a product named 𝗏, which focused on delivering pure drinking water to people around the country. So it didn't really work out. You know how startups are, that many of them have to face a failure at the end.
Yeah.
So me too, I had to face a failure. I had to give up on my startup and then join the corporate world. I started working at 𝗗𝗏𝘀𝐻, which is basically an online pharmaceutical store, and I worked there for only 2 months, and then I got this really good opportunity at 𝗓𝗏, which was a subsidiary of 𝗵𝗶𝘀𝗶.
So how did you actually start your IT career? And it would be great if you can tell us about the education system in the Pakistan, especially for the CS and IT.
Alright, so the education system in Pakistan regarding CS or computer science is actually booming. Like we are also getting new programs introduced that allow students to pursue artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, data sciences, and these sort of topics on a bachelor level. Previously, when I was looking for a university, there was only the option of either a computer science or computer engineering, which is mostly hardware related, and there was another software engineering. So one had to choose from these fields only. Now there are so many new fields introduced because the education system is realizing the importance of computer science and IT in the market. So yeah, so education system is quite good, considering there are you can say 4 to 5 classical university in Pakistan, which include my university, which is FAST, National University of Computer and Information Sciences. It has been there for over 30 years, and apart from that, we have major universities in Karachi, the city where I live in, and some universities in Lahore, which is LUMS, is one of the major names. And then in Islamabad, we have NUST, and then we also have a GT. So these are the major universities that are offering the best programs in CS. And apart from that, there are a lot of universities that offer CS, and people are really coming into CS. As you have seen how the trends have changed, that people were only going after doctors and engineers in the past, and now everyone is coming to the CS market because they're realizing the potential here.
I think this is the very, very important thing, irrespective of the countries and their education system. So, how they are helping students in Pakistan? I mean, like they follow old typical college curriculum or following fresh updated syllabus, spreading awareness about the recent trends in IT, encouraging them to take part in tech events. So, how the things are going on there?
Alright, so for that, it is mostly an amalgam of old techniques and new techniques. So there are some teachers who rely completely on the old techniques, and there are some teachers who really prefer that the students to come up with their own ideas or even pursue entrepreneurship and bring up more ideas to build their own product. So yeah, we have all types of teachers in all types of universities. Majorly, I believe that what university helps a person in is building their basic concepts, providing networking, and bringing professional growth in a person. So universities in Pakistan also help in that. It says that the teachers really put much focus on building the basic skills of their students, and apart from that, they provide a very good learning environment where the competition between different students help them become a better version of themselves with every passing year. So we see that a lot of students are even start doing freelance and earn a lot of money while they're studying, because that means that they have really good skills before even graduating. So once they graduate, they have a really good resume or profile set up for themselves with a couple of years of experience of development or data sciences, and then they enter the market with that experience. So I believe university is really helping them in making their concept and providing a really good competitive environment.
How's the growth of job opportunities for the IT sector in Pakistan, and what kind of changes you have observed so far? Because you have been an entrepreneur as well, you actually know how things work on the ground level in terms of the job opportunities, whatsoever it is. So, what's your thought on that?
So yeah, the job opportunities are ever increasing in Pakistan. But previously we mostly had software engineering jobs only. But now we are seeing that people are coming up as consultant or Salesforce consultants, and apart from that, people are coming as data scientists. And now I was hired as a data engineer, and people are also realizing the importance of data analysts. So these new roles are being quite growing in the market. Like people are also coming as business analysts or project managers or product managers. So previously there was only a good market for software engineer, and only everybody was like, I have to do software engineering. They had to do programming or coding stuff. But now there are other fields booming as well. So people really have a good choice before, after graduating and before entering the market. So I believe that new companies are being built, and with this boom of entrepreneurship and how the government is providing loans to people for starting their company, and even there is tax exemption for IT startups. So a lot of startups are coming in, and they are also gathering millions of dollars of investment, and then a lot of new job opportunities are coming up as well. So yeah, so we apart from our unicorn, there are other startups that are focusing on a local market, and they are bringing up a lot of jobs to the CS market as well, as people are also realizing the importance of software along with the importance of data as well.
We had our first interaction, so I got to know about, obviously, that you started your own company, but somehow it didn't work, and that happens. No big deal on that. So what did you experience in your entrepreneurship journey? And also I would like to focus on the startup scene in Pakistan, how things are going on in terms of a startup and unicorns. So what's your overall experience for that?
All right. So my experience wasn't a quite good one. That was because of a lack of finances at that point of view. The nature works in mysterious ways. Just when I started, I spent more than a year on building the product and setting up the whole idea and the process of meeting different people, networking with the people, and gaining information from their experience, and then iterating my product to make it better, taking feedback from the customers. And as I was a CS person, we are not really good with business or marketing or sales skills. So I really had to learn the basics of those, and even then I wasn't good enough. And even my partners, which are my really good friends from my university, and all of us were from the computer science background. First challenge was that we couldn't really focus on the business requirement of our start. And second challenge was obviously the finances, and we were lacking the finances. And only when we launched the product, after 2 months, we had COVID.
Oh, that was
And
bad.
our sole business, so our sole business idea was uh, based on the delivery of drinking water. And with the lockdowns imposed, it was completely impossible. So I had to take a hard decision of shutting down the company and then entering the corporate world. Regarding the overall startup ecosystem in Pakistan, that has been only recently realized the potential of it, because when Kareem and Daraz came to the market, they were not originated from Pakistan. Kareem came from the Middle East and Daraz came from Europe.
Okay.
So when they came here and they promoted the culture of using a smartphone for these productive purposes, a lot of more startups came in and they realized that we can even become a unicorn, $1 billion company by solely based on technology. So after that, we had 𝗗𝗃, we had Bazaar, we had Dukaan, we had Pincha, SaadaPay, NayaPay. A lot of new startups are coming in for fintech, for e-commerce, and for other issues or other you can say domains of the local market. And this culture is really booming for entrepreneurship.
What kind of business domains are booming nowadays in Pakistan and giving birth to like new startups? We know a couple of domains, but I specifically want to know what kind of domains people are preferring in your origin.
Okay, so majorly the domain. Firstly, the main domain is fintech,
Okay.
financial technology, and we see that the government is supporting it as well because they are running a campaign of digital Pakistan and etc. So a lot of startups are coming in following that structure, and they want to digitize the payment structure of Pakistan. Because that has the transparency and etc. And it is so easy as well. Like if we don't have PayPal yet in Pakistan, but we do have our uh, agents that help us in doing online payments and everything. And it really helps the whole startup ecosystem. When you have better fintech, you have better options for other startups as well. Like if I book a ride from my Uber, if I'm able to pay from the credit card, it is so much easier for me rather than carry cash. Or even if I order something from an e-commerce store, it is so much easier to pay from online platform, like not even the banking app, the other apps, the mobile app that we have for different fintech. We can pay from there, and it is so much easier rather than keeping the change. In fact, when our friends go out, we are so much like, oh man, we don't have cash, we have to pay cash to buy this a small thing. Oh man, it should all be digital.
Yeah.
So fintech is really booming, and with that we have the e-commerce really booming because in Pakistan, I think only 1% of the GMV or the industry is based on e-commerce, which is quite less. And people really are realizing that this, and they are really growing with this. Moreover, we have small ideas that are becoming big by resolving problems of businesses. Like we have new companies coming in logistics department and new companies coming in accounting department. Like what they actually do is they help people in maintaining their khata. You can say like people are used to maintain their accounts and books. So what people are doing is that digitalizing that, and those apps are really moving. And the ride-hailing apps that were here, they have converted to a super app. What they want is that they want one application that will solve all the use cases of a day-to-day life. Like you can store your cash in that, you can deliver your parcels in that, you can book your ride, and you can order grocery, you can order food in that. So what they're trying to do is that build a super app so that they have their name in the market and capture as much market as possible. So these are really the startups that are really growing in Pakistan.
Actually, we both are data engineers. Me and you belongs to the same domain, that is data engineering. So how did you start with that? Because I do remember when I was in the college, I wasn't aware about these things. What was the time, like when did you feel that big data is something which you should look as a career profile?
Okay, so when I was in university, I was really interested in data. And how did I get interested in data? That came up with my entrepreneurship journey. So when I was running a software company and I was building software for different companies, what I myself focused on was that, okay, Saad is going to look at the databases, we are going to look at the front end, this guy is going to look at the back end. So Saad basically was building the data models and data schema for the software, and then discussing it with the client, and then improving that schema, and then even building the database and then deploying it. So a lot of my time was spent on data.
Okay.
So I started having interest in data and how it is basically the center of the whole application. Because your application is what it only has to store the data or process the data.
Yeah.
So whatever you define in your data, it is going to be the basic of fundamental of your application.
Okay.
So I really had interest in there. In university, these jargons that you said, big data, data science, etc. And I was like, oh, I'm going to be a data scientist. I'm going to be the data scientist. And then I took the elective course of data science at the university. And when I studied that, okay, I was like, okay, cool, this is cool. And then I was into machine learning. Okay, yeah, so we can predict, we can do all this analytics. And then came the deep learning.
Okay.
And the teacher started explaining the calculus behind deep learning. I was like, oh, okay, guys, this is not for me. I took a step back, but I didn't completely get out of the data world. I took a step back from data science, and then I put my step onto big data. I was like, okay, this jargon is really going to help. And I read about it and I realized that it requires you to have technical skills, which is more like a coding or programming skills. You got to be good at Python, you got to be good at shell scripting, and you got to be good at SQL as well.
Okay.
So this is what really built my interest into the big data. So I started from data. I tried to get into data science, but I cut it off, and then I came into big data. So it was a really good journey for me to come to big data.
In terms of the compensation or in terms of the average income, so what is the picture in the Pakistan side? What is the average range of salary for the CSIT domain specifically? And sometimes it also depends on the domain. Obviously, there will be high paying jobs, but on an average, what is the range and how much you guys pay in the taxes?
All right. So the payment structure for a fresh graduate lies somewhere between $500 to $1,200, and tax is almost 3% of the total amount. And you know how hard it is to pay the taxes, but it is good for our country. So yeah.
How the slabs are divided there? Like if you are earning this much, then you will fall into this percentage of taxes. So what's the categorization is there?
So I know the slabs in PKR. So if we convert that to US dollar, roughly, you could say that there's a limit till $5,000. The first tax bracket starts if you are earning around $5,000 in the whole year.
Okay.
And the second starts when you are earning twice of that. Like it could be $10,000, so you are into the next slab.
Okay.
And after that, then there's a tax bracket for $15,000, and the tax goes on increasing. So you can say that I lie in the second slab, and tax that I have to pay is about 3 to 4%.
So that was a really nice conversation, Saad. I really enjoyed it. So before wrapping up this entire podcast, probably I would like to ask a couple of random questions like which Bollywood actor do you like most? I think this is the most common questions between the Indo-Pak guys.
So my most favorite actor is, I think it was cliche actor as well. I really like Shah Rukh Khan.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, so the most common question and the most common answer.
Yeah,
as well.
Shah Rukh Khan. Which Indian cricketer do you like most?
Currently, it's obviously Virat
Kohli.
We love his shots, and a lot of people in Pakistan really respect and love the cricket that Virat Kohli offers to his viewers.
If you ask my opinion on the Pakistan side, so Babar Azam, he actually plays really well. I have seen, I mostly used to watch the highlights of the T20 cricket, and that guy is really amazing. He actually has a good class in terms of the batting. And I can also talk about the music. So what kind of music do you listen? Like, are you fond of like soft music or like hardcore rap music kind of thing? Because I follow lots of good rappers from the Pakistan side, and because I'm really fond of the rap music.
So I am fond of all types of music except rap music.
Oh God.
And my music choice can really go from Linkin Park's rock music to Arijit Singh's sad songs as well. So yeah, it totally depends on what I am in the mood to hear. So it can also be the famous item songs, and it can also be the sad songs. It can also be the rock songs, and it can also be any other songs from Chainsmokers or Coldplay. So yeah, my music choice is really diverse.
I used to follow lots of good Pakistani artists like Youngsters, most favorite. Those that Talanjum, Tala Yunus, they are super cool.
Nice.
And then most of the like Indian majority who used to listen the rap music, they used to follow the youngsters. And yeah, there is another guy, 𝗵𝗶𝘀𝗰𝑚. He is also really amazing. Or if you know that particular things that okay, this is the city somewhere in India, and let's say in terms of food, this is famous in that particular city. So do you know something about?
In terms of food, I haven't thought about that, but I know that Goa is a really nice
Yeah.
place. I like places that have a beach and a
Yeah.
really cool feel to them. So yeah, if I come to India, I would really go to Goa.
Yeah.
And obviously, I would see the Taj Mahal as well.
Yep, that was all we had for this conversation, and I really enjoyed it, Saad, to be very honest, knowing more about the other countries and how the things are going on there, about the education, startup, entrepreneurship, and that was a really great experience. So from my side and from my audience side, a big thanks to you. I hope you guys would have enjoyed this entire conversation. If yes, then do like and share this video.
That is important, and I really enjoyed this as well, and I'm really grateful to you for having me here. And it was a really good experience sharing my learning from Pakistan with and learning, getting the learnings from India, and sharing whatever we have in common and what the differences we have. It was a really good session. Thank you so much, Shashank, for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, and lots of love from India.
Thank you so much, Shashank. Lots of love from Pakistan. Take care.
So that was all about in this podcast, guys. I hope you would have enjoyed the entire conversation with Muhammad Saad. If yes, then definitely like this video, and if you're new to the channel, then do subscribe and press the notification icon. I will see you guys in the next weekend with another amazing podcast. So till then, just stay safe, stay home, take care of yourself and your family too.